to another Soulful Conversation. This is Victoria from Greece. And today, as always, but today is a special Soulful Conversation. Oh my goodness. May I present for you who don't know her, but I'm sure that you will, a lot of you will know Regan Hillyer.
Correct.
Wow, I said it right. I'm not so good with names, but I did it right. And I mean, this is Divine Synchronicity that we are living with Regan.
Yeah.
First of all, thank you. Welcome.
Thank you.
And welcome to Greece.
Thank you.
We are in Mykonos.
We are in Mykonos. Where else would we be?
Where else would we be? And how much better and beautiful can it be?
It's so amazing. I love it here so much. Every time I come here, I'm like, I think I want to live here. It's amazing.
And I don't blame you. Because
Right.
we have the sea, we have the sun, the food is amazing.
It's true.
And so many portals.
Yes.
And the energy of rebirth.
Totally. Absolutely.
And so today in our Soulful Conversation, we're going to reveal our divine rendezvous that the universe had in its pocket for us.
Yes.
But I said to Regan, it's so beautiful not just to share and say, oh, wow, look what happened. Because behind any divine, beautiful manifestation, there are energetics happening. And I said to Regan that I would like to share it from my perspective, your perspective, so people can have it also another experience, understanding that how important is their vibrational offering.
Of course.
Right?
Absolutely.
Because the day that my trip to Mykonos, I live in Athens, was done, was scheduled. The same morning, I was with my husband, and we were talking about Mykonos. Just like, remember that? Or remember this? And through the whole day, I had some mentions, some signs, and then I got a message from your assistant. And she knew that I'm in Athens because
Firstly, I don't even know how she knew that, but that's amazing.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell a little bit quickly the story, and we will take it through there. And then the next thing she's asking me if I can help in bringing something really precious to this precious, beautiful goddess, and that it was really important to bring it as soon as possible. And I just came from Sweden. I just came from a wonderful training, light language training, and I am a mother of 3-year-old baby. So why am I saying all that? Because it matters when we are, when you have your physical reality as well. But then something was so guiding me, and I said yes, and here I am. And for those who are, we're gonna go a little bit deeper. So Regan, she is a walking paradigm, a new paradigm on living the life her heart desires. She's doing a bunch of trainings and beautiful offerings, and you will find, and you will talk about it a little bit. But what made me so impressed is that she is so real, authentic, and she's living the paradise on the physical dimension because she allows it. So sorry for the intro. I just needed to ground a little bit.
Yeah, it's important.
Yeah, just to put some things in order.
Of course.
So I want you to just give yourself, what would you like to tell us about you? Where are you right now? Who is Regan, for those who don't know, in your version?
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Who is Regan? I feel like
you.
I'm like you. It's like I wake up every day. I'm like, wait, who am I now? Who am I today? Like, let me check in on this.
Yeah, exactly.
I really care deeply at the end of the day around raising the vibration of humanity and really leaving this world a better place. And I think the thing that excites me most is helping people to have it all on their terms, in whatever way that looks like for them. We were talking about this, right? There's so many people who they're sacrificing one area of life for their other, and they think they can, you know, have the spirituality but they can't have the money, or they can have the money but they can't have the health, and you know, there's all these like trade-offs. And I just feel like, no, no, like, why are you choosing? You don't have to choose. It's all available right now if you actually do the work from the inside out and align. And so it's my passion, that's my soul. And you know, I have multiple different businesses and different projects out there in the world that I care deeply about, but you know, that's the heartbeat of all of it, really.
You know, it feels that, I know that it didn't just happen to you one day. I know you've done the work, and because otherwise everything is a reflection. So your vibratory offering and what you are doing, that has to do with your energetics and everything manifest. So I came here by Divine, and I just witnessed it, you know. We didn't have any connection, never. And if somebody would tell me, you know, in 1 year from whenever you found about Regan, because this is, I think, 1.5 years, that in 1.5 years you're gonna be sitting with her, chatting and having dinner and talk about Greece. I was like, no way. Like, how it would manifest? Like, you know, it's, your mind cannot comprehend, but your heart can.
Yes.
So, and what feels from you right now when you say, you know, you don't have to choose, you don't have to believe that something is, like, as you said, sacrificing, you can have it all. It's coming so natural from you. But was it like that when you first started to realize, like, your philosophy, was it before? I'm not saying that, you know, I know that it didn't manifest all at the same time, but was it the same understanding that you can have it all from the beginning of your journey?
No, it really wasn't. It really wasn't. And, you know, I used to fall into the same patterns of, you know, thinking that I can only focus on one area of my life right now, and, you know, let me focus on that and get that sorted, and then I'll go over here. And by the time I was over here, this was falling apart, you know? And so I constantly had all of this, you know, and I've been kind of preaching about having it all for maybe 9 or 10 years now. And I've always believed it to be true, but it's such an evolutionary journey. You know, even I think roughly 3 years ago, I found myself in a place where, you know, I generated millions of dollars and created so much impact with people, but my heart was yearning for more when it came to spirituality, you know, and I knew there was more. I knew there was a deeper connection. If someone had said to me, what is God? Or like, what is, like, I didn't really have answers, and I knew there were answers to be found, and I knew it was a big piece of my development. But the thought of going deeper into that freaked me out, because I was like, oh no, I'm going to turn into one of these like hippie spiritual people, and I'm going to like lose all the money and the business and the purpose and all the impact and everything I've built. And then I caught it and I was like, whoa, like that pattern's still running. I'm still in this place of going, okay, now let me jump to spirituality. And that means a trade-off between money and business. And I caught it, and I was like, no, I'm not available for that. I also had many friends that were going down that path, many entrepreneur friends that were waking up and they were like just leaving everything and going and living in the jungle and being like, oh, none of it matters. I don't need any money. And I was seeing them go to these extremes, and I was like, there's gotta be a better way. And so committed to going much deeper into my spiritual path at that moment in time. Yeah, this is about 3 years ago. But I committed to elevating all of it with me and not trading it off. And that was like, that took work.
Wow. Oh my God, I feel so many souls are resonating with what you're saying right now. And like, thank you for your authenticity, because there is a lot of confusion and people, I mean, okay, we are living in this so rapid evolution of consciousness expanding and people waking up, and, you know, like mushrooms, things are so quick. And this is where they are coming online, and it's like in the internet, you know, we are presented with so much information, different philosophies, different paths, and this is where it feels like this is a balanced way to look at things.
Right.
Because we are here also for their human experience. We are like light, we are souls, we are this divine consciousness. which though manifested and incarnated in this reality for for a bunch of reasons.
Yeah.
But first of all, to awake. We promised to ourselves before the incarnation, this lifetime would be the lifetime, because we will incarnate and we will remember who we are, and then manifest our paradise, which is different from everyone, right?
Right.
Even the balanced one.
Yeah.
I think I saw something that you put that, you know, someone being a millionaire or feeling abundant is different from everyone.
Yeah.
Right?
It totally is. You know, everyone's version of their ideal reality looks really different. And, you know, if you're creating your life based off a model where you're looking at someone else and going, oh, that's what they've done or created, let me create that, then it's probably not in alignment with your soul. You know, you're trying to connect with a vision that you've created from something outside of yourself, which just doesn't work. You know, right. You know, or you'll get there, you'll make it work, but you'll be unfulfilled when you get there, and you'll be like, I thought this is what I wanted, you know, but it's outside of you. And so it's really about tuning in and going, what do I actually want, and giving yourself permission to just go for that. And you know, there's so many people, especially when they start making more money, right? They get into this place where they're like, oh, okay, you know, now I've got to be all about charity work. I've got to, you know, give everything to an orphanage. And they give everything away that they've created. Now, I'm all for giving. I love philanthropic work. But is it aligned right now? And what percentage is aligned? And how much of your time and energy and money? Like, what does that really look like? Or are you doing it from a place of unconscious obligation because you've attached a meaning to something outside of you, going, well, that's what a good person does. Last time I checked, a good person lives in alignment with their soul, and that might be taking a month to just do you. That might be taking a month or 2 or 3 or 6 to go, you know, what do I actually need right now? And giving yourself all of that so that you can rise into a place of even greater contribution, right? So it looks different for everyone, and the answers are not outside of you. You've got to tune in, and you've got to follow your truth around that.
I want to go back to that transition that you did 3 years ago, because I feel like a lot of souls, because, you know, this conversation has already occurred, and people, the souls that are meant to be attracted to this video, they're already here. And it's like, okay, how do I go from, because I felt like so many souls right now, they wake up and they start to realize this is not what I want, something else arising. But as you said, they're so afraid to let go some of the things. So the question is, was it so hard as you thought it would be in the beginning?
Which bit?
The bit that you would say, okay, now I'm gonna include my spirituality in the world, and merging the abundance also in physical,
right,
with my spiritual abundance.
No, once I actually got on the path of that, it was actually really easy, and it was in flow, and it felt really good, and it was natural, and yeah, there was some challenges and some resistance points, but it wasn't like, this is hard work every day. It actually got easier. Exactly. Why? Because I was following my soul's truth. The only thing that was hard was me freaking out before that. Exactly. Right? And getting into this place of being like, oh my God, I can't do it. Like, yeah, that was hard. That was consuming, but once I got past that, it was good.
And it was hard. It is hard, my beautiful souls, for your mind, for your human aspect that is so don't want to lose, you know, the chair of comfortability, the place that like yours. Just this. And if somebody comes to you and say, I want to offer you a palace, not just this chair. This is what universe wants. It's like your higher self wants all the best for you, and it knows how to guide you to that spot. And it might feel in the beginning like, I'm losing this, this relationship closes, or where I'm gonna find the money, or whatever. And it's like, please don't focus on the tree, look at the forest.
Yes.
It feels like the mechanism of pain, if you will, or the resistance that we have, it's a part of the game.
Yeah, it is. And, you know, I see some clients and they come and work with me, and they come and join some of my masterminds or programs, and I'm like, are you sure you want to do this? Are you really sure you want to do this? Because I know that when you say yes to this for yourself, things may drastically change in your life. And that may mean that your long-term relationship exits out of your life. That may mean that you completely shut down your business. That may mean that you take a financial hit in the short term. Why? Because anything that's not an integrity to your highest self must clear out. You can't take anything that's not an integrity to your higher self with you. And you've got to clear it out in order to create space to receive all that's coming through, right?
Yeah,
all the energy,
absolutely.
all the impact, all the money, all the everything, all the love, all of it that's flowing in. If there's no space in your container, how are you meant to catch it and hold it and embody it? Right? And so I tell people, like, are you sure you want to do it? And they're like, yeah. And then after a month or something, they're like, why is this happening? I told you. Like, but it's a moment in time.
Yeah.
It's a moment in time. And it's like, well, is this peace in your highest? No. Okay. Then we get to purge it out. We get to clear it out. We get to create space. And that can still happen with ease. That doesn't have to be like painful struggle, the end of the world. Your soul, like you said, is pure light, right? Your soul isn't programming you to struggle and suffer every day. Those are imprints on humanity. Your soul has zero suffering patterns, zero. Like anything that you have running is distortion in your field. So yeah, you can look at that if that's how you're shifting through the purging, but the purge can happen. Yeah.
What we keep from that is you don't have to suffer. The path of least resistance, as I like Abraham, they say about it, and it can be also in a supportive way. You know, you will be guided to, you listen, you hear something from Regan or from Anayanis, from Victoria, whatever, and you always get the guidance, no matter. It's where is your focus. And this is the time, and especially now, this video will be for sure in June energies. The June energies are energies of more light coming in, and it's like activating the rebirth process within you in all levels.
Yes.
It's like the new light, and how we perceive, how we how we meet, let's say, with that opportunities. As you said before, oh my goodness, I think you said before, like, be with yourself. You said maybe you need to take 1 month just for yourself.
Yeah.
This is the time.
Yeah.
This is the time. This is the energies. This is the summer, the summer solstice that is coming in a couple of days. But this is the energy. You will be waking up to the greatest version of you, even more beautiful souls.
Yes.
Isn't that right?
It's so right.
And what about, I wanted, because what happened with us, the way we met, which for some people would call miracles, and I will get into details. Recently, I held a retreat in Crete that was, and we did a lot of like really deep work with a group. And when I was holding the space, we were doing the work. I also infused in my activation the light language. And when the retreat was done, I felt there is another chapter of my life that is closes and another opens. Like energetically, I felt I am somebody else already.
Yes.
It's like you say at some point, like you walk, you see, you think, and you're like, whew, that's a whole new me that given like a birth. And then I went to Sweden for my light language retreat training with Jenny Price. There was something magical. I cried so much, but it was the crying of releasing old aspects that had to do with my femininity and the goddess within.
Yes.
And my other elements that are more ease and grace, being open.
Beautiful.
Be open. And when that day I cried so much, the next day I felt different, so different. But in the process of going and flying there, everything was so supporting. I'm living in that for a long time, but it was deeper that moment. Like,
right.
Everything is supporting you. You don't have to worry about how you're going to get to the hotel.
Right.
Where are you going to find this? Everything just like that.
Yeah.
And I felt I shifted a timeline. My consciousness shifted so much. And this is when the next day all of this happening, and I'm flying to Mykonos to meet you.
Yeah.
That wouldn't happen. And I felt like it was like a shift of many lifetimes. I was prepared for that. I did my work. I'm doing my work all the time. I'm working right now. We're talking about the embodying of the new light, and I wanted you to say your perspective, because now it's the second time we meet while I'm here.
It is. We had a midnight date.
Ooh, I thought she was preparing her hair. I'm like, oh my goodness, I feel it's like a date. You know, I didn't ask her, what are you going to wear? You know, these little things. I'm like, I was waiting for her, and it was, oh my goodness, I was just marinating in this feeling of gratitude. Amazing. And there she is, and I'm like, wow, like we were, you know, supposed to meet many times. We know each other for so long. Do you feel that this is a shift timeline within myself? What would be your story about what happened between us?
Oh, totally. Yeah. I feel like it's definitely a shift. I mean, that's the thing. It's like you opened up to say yes to this and to receive this. And it's such a beautiful lesson, because I feel like everyone has divine synchronicities lay out in their life all the time. Like, it's happening every single day. But are you noticing them? Are you seeing them? Are you picking them up? Are you linking them together? And are you saying yes to them? Or are you letting your mind get in the way? Because often when these synchronicities are so magically lined up, they're totally illogical. They make no sense.
Illogical. I was like, logical. Illogical.
Yeah. Not logical, right? Like, you've got family, kids, like, you know, it's like all these elements playing out. You've just been traveling, like, it makes no sense. You haven't seen your beloved. You're gonna get on a plane. Like, there's all these factors. There's 1,000 reasons for the mind to say, no, don't do this. And then maybe 1 or 2 soul reasons to say yes. And if you look at this with the mind, your mind's going to be like, yeah, crazy. Like, you're not saying yes to this thing, right? Yeah. But that's the thing. When you listen to your soul, you realize, oh, okay, this is a divine assignment. And this has been assigned to me. And I am willing to surrender and say yes to that. And when you do that, magic unfolds. Literally, magic unfolds. I've had so many scenarios like this as well. Like, even when I met Wampa, for example, right? We met in Mexico, and I was not meant to be there. I was booked to speak in London at another event. And then I met the guy who runs this event in Mexico. He's like, you've got to come to Mexico. I'm like, I can't, I'm speaking. And he's like, no, I really think you should come. Guess what he said to me? He goes, you might meet the love of your life there.
Wow.
No, I was in a relationship at the time. So I was like, I don't want to meet the love of my life. Like, I'm not even single. Like, I don't want that, right? And so I kept brushing him off. My mind's like, you're crazy, you're crazy, you're crazy. Something in me was like, no, you've got to go to Mexico.
Wow.
And I was like, I'm being paid to speak in London for a friend of mine. No, you've got to go to Mexico. And so I ring my friend and I'm like, I can't come. I'm really sorry. He's like, what do you mean you can't come? It's in like 10 days. I'm like, he's like, what are you doing? I'm like, I've got to go to Mexico. He's like, why are you going to Mexico? I'm like, I don't know. I've just got to go to Mexico. He's like, Regan, right? And I canceled the event and I got on the plane. And through the whole event, I was like, why am I here? Why am I here? Why am I here? Okay, this is fine, but why am I here? Like, great event, but why am I here? The very last night at like midnight, that's when I met Wampa properly. Like, we'd seen each other through the event, but that was the connection point, and that would not have happened unless I'd listened. And I feel like what you just went through was the exact same layup of your soul being like, here you go, here you go, here you go, here you go, laying it all out. But how many people mess that up? How many people aren't available? They don't say yes. They let their mind get in the way. They go, oh, but I don't have the time or the money, and they forget that they're divinely supported through the whole process and that everything's going to be looked after. Yeah.
And you know, it's important for people to say as well that let me put it in a simple way. I haven't managed yet. I'm in love with the abundant coach, and when I saw the release of the book and of the training, I said, I'm gonna go there. I don't know what year, when, if it's gonna be live, online. I'm doing this, and I just put it aside. I wrote it because I'm journaling. I have your journal. This is probably the only thing I have done so far with your product.
Yeah.
And I said, because I love the abundance consciousness, I am also, let's say, a channel for that. In Greece, there is a lot of stuff that I always talk about. I thrive through my light. Through my light, I thrive. And to raise the abundance consciousness, the prosperity in people, because I believe that when we open ourselves to that, we realize that we have this value. We can have it all, as you say, using your words. Yeah. And it's not wrong. It's not bad. It's beautiful.
It's amazing.
And it's amazing to have financial freedom, because that means if you are open-hearted, you're gonna use it the way that open hearts can use this kind of mission, how you call it, the ways which money gives you. So, and I wrote down, I said, I'm going to do, because I'm so connected, and the way you presented it, and that it has movement, and it has breath work, and it has physical in it, because I'm all about include your body in the ascension, include your body in your awakening, help it, because it's also ascending. It has its own
consciousness.
It's it's a level of consciousness, and I loved it. And when I wrote it, I was like, I'm doing it, you know? Because you have to feel it.
Of course.
People, and here I am. I mean, why I said it, so people know that I don't have a background with you. I wanted it.
Yes, exactly.
I wanted.
No, you've manifested it.
Yeah.
Right? And we sit down at dinner last night, and one of the first things I say is like, hey, like, I'm feeling the abundance currents like around your field. I want you to have it. I think you need it. I think this is a perfect match. This feels really good. You know, as a gesture of gratitude and saying thank you for flying here and clearing your schedule and being so available and being such an angel. You know, it's so amazing. But you created that. You created that. Like, how many people would say they want that, but they don't actually energetically back it, and then they don't actually physically back it by doing the do.
Yeah. And
right?
you know, the most amazing thing about this experience for me is that I don't feel like it is, wow, look what happened to me. It's like,
yes,
this is how things are working.
That's the energy. It's a knowing. It's a deep knowing. When my clients get amazing results, they'll message me and they'll be like, oh my God, I just did this and I just did that, like full celebration, right? And always I'm like, honey, I'm so excited for you. Of course. Yeah. Of course that was going to happen. Of course. Yes. Of course that's your next level. Of course that's the divine union. Of course that's the body. Of course that's the money. Of course that's the contribution. Like, of course, like we know that. We know that. Deeply grateful, deeply celebrating you. Yes, and of course. Not like, oh my God, I can't believe this is... No. Exactly. Yes, you can believe this.
Exactly. Because it's like, imagine that piece within you where you were a millionaire before you become it.
Yes.
But it's not in your mind. When it is in your heart and you feel it, it starts to happen, and things are start to shift in your physical reality. And as I said to Regan, I feel wealthy, if it's the word, abundant, in a palace or on the beach.
Yes,
it doesn't matter how it
doesn't
manifests.
change. Yes, exactly.
The feeling is there. I am in love with my life. I want to live it to the fullest. And inspire people, and I'm doing this 7 years now in Greece, and I'm so thankful, and these soulful conversations are become super exciting each time.
Yes.
It's like another example for that is this channel, the English one. I just had this guidance. I wanted to share with how, people that will be assisted and encouraged in that journey. And when I said yes, and I started to find, I was like, who would I like to have a conversation? Because you see, it's not an interview, it's a conversation. And things would shift and come into my way. Now I have you on my show.
You're so amazing.
This is what I'm doing. We need to celebrate. celebrate ourselves, beautiful people.
Of course.
Oh
and
my goodness.
of course I'm here.
And you always have been here.
Right.
Because you have been in my heart.
Yes, exactly. And that's what counts. You know, people are so stuck on the mind. They're like, mindset. Yeah, but great, and that's important, but you need to use the mind as a tool to then get into your heart and your energy field. And if you don't have that linked up, then you're just going to be thinking positive affirmations all day, and last time I checked, that doesn't work so well. Yeah.
And then another thing that I think is around you and how you manifested what your beautiful version of your life is important to say that, you know, at one point you let go other people to support and help you, and you have the group of people that are working with you, right?
Yeah.
It's not just you behind everything, and you're gonna drive yourself crazy.
Yes.
And this is where you're trusting.
Yes.
Right.
Yes, and it's such a big piece. You know, if you want to rise deeply in your mission and your impact, you can't do it alone. You can't. I mean, you can do so much and you can get so far, but there's only one of you. At the end of the day, you know, my 24 hours in a day is amplified by, at this point in time, through my education company, only 35 people times 24 hours in a day. So that's how much more impact I get to create. But I didn't get to that point until I started to surrender and actually release control, because I was like control freak number one. I was like, I'm gonna do it on myself, no one can do it as well as me. And there was like this part of me that was satisfied by working really hard. Why? Because my father was like, work hard. To be fair, he was like, work hard, play hard. So I'd still, you know, have my playtime and enjoy, but I'd be freaking exhausted because I would be working so intensely. Like, I'm talking sleeping 2-3 hours a day, working out twice a day, like just crazy patterns, right? But, you know, until I burnt all of that and cleared all of that, and started to surrender the control, then I started creating space to actually be supported in my mission. And receiving's a big part of that too. If you can't receive support, then guess what? You also can't receive money. I tell people all the time, if you can't receive a compliment, how are you going to receive money? How are you going to receive more love? How are you going to receive contribution and impact and greatness and rising? Like, it's all receiving across the board. So that was so much of my work. You know, people used to say to me like, oh, Regan, I love your dress. And I would deflect it. I'd be like, oh, it's really old. Oh, you know, I got it for like $20. Oh, I couldn't even say thank you, right? And then one of my mentors pulled me up and was like, Regan, do you realize that you can't receive compliments? And I was like, yeah, I can. He's like, no, you can't. He's like, well, look, anyway, like, your hair looks great today. And I was like, no, but he's like, see? I'm like, oh, and I was so unaware of it, right? And then he caught me in it. And he said to me, he's like, if you can't even receive a compliment about your dress, how are you going to receive money? It's still receiving. You're blocking receiving across the board. So I had to train myself to firstly say, thank you. And not deflect it back, and not be like, because I started going, thank you, yours too, thank you, it's still a deflection, it's still not receiving the compliment. So I used to go, thank you, I feel really uncomfortable, I feel really weird, and be like, ah, but my whole system would recalibrate, you know. And so a big piece of that was around the team and support, and allowing myself to actually receive that support.
Wow. So many things I could go from that only, but I need to stay focused.
Stay focused. One of us needs to stay focused.
Yeah, so, okay. I'm going to tell you some words, and you're going to tell 1 or 2 words what it means to you. Okay? So, inner peace.
So what am I saying? Words that,
what it
like a description.
Yeah, okay. Or is synonymous, or what it means to, whatever comes in.
Inner peace, for me, inner peace is everything. It's like the core. It's the core of my being. It's my essence in many ways. And if it ever deviates from that, I come back to that core. Yeah.
Passion.
These are good words. I feel like they're all very important. I want to say everything. Passion, for me, passion is it's life force energy. You know, it's the life force energy that then results in passion in every area of your life. But it's like that life force pulsation.
Healing.
There's nothing to heal. There's nothing to heal. And I know people might go, but you have a course called Quantum Healing. Yes, that's a label, so people understand it. The first thing we tell people when they arrive is, okay, there's nothing to heal at all. You're not broken. You don't need to be fixed. And in fact, we're going to just elevate you back to your natural state.
It's a wonderful way of looking at things. Because I just want to add here, because it's really, really touched me right now, and I'm so connected to that. I also I have a vibrational healing modality with light language in my website, and when I put that word, I also had that a little bit of resistance, but then I felt and I realized like people are getting more and more aware that it's a remembering.
Yes, exactly.
Healing. It's a remembering.
Exactly. And it's fine to use as a label. I use it as a label. It's so people can understand it. But disclaimer, nothing to heal.
Wonderful. Amazing. Thank you for saying that, darling. So, multiple income.
Multiple income, multiple streams of income. Something which is a choice. For me, multiple streams of income is a choice. I believe it's required if you want to make a big impact. If I look at people who, for example, only have one stream of income, like I feel like that's risky. That's like putting all your eggs in one basket, you know. So for me, it's something you can choose and build.
We can talk about it later. Feminine. Goddess.
Goddess. This is a very relevant topic, isn't it?
It just came to my mind.
I just came from the island doing an intuitive goddess activation. Goddess for me is the feminine expression of God, of Source, of Creator.
And what is that energy for you? What is that essence brings? Because we have masculine and feminine. There are forces in it. What is for you this feminine goddess? I really would love to hear that. How you feel, how it is not manifest, not the word is how you express, how it is expressed and actualize in your life this.
Well, for me, the sacred feminine or the goddess energy always comes back to divine union. Actually always comes back to the oneness, right? And it's understanding that it's half that puzzle. And so when you work with the sacred feminine with a healthy sacred masculine within yourself or another human, it doesn't matter, right? You start activating back to wholeness, right? So for me, the true feminine energy, it's like a pathway back, returning to our core wholeness, which first, before it even happens with another human, starts within you, because we have both energies.
And what is the elements of the feminine for you, the characteristic?
The characteristics. The feminine for me is it's many things. Where do I start? It's loving, it's nurturing, it's expressive, absolutely, and expressive in the sense of a powerful yes and also a powerful no. It's divine, it's the embodiment of beauty as well, and embellishment, and truly owning that. It's knowing your deep power and your worth and your connectedness as well, your intuition and your full spectrum of all your gifts. It's like it's all available because it's your natural state.
Just received it. Beautiful. Greece.
Obsessed.
She's coming back.
I'm definitely
For
coming
sure.
back. I'm like already trying to figure out when I can come back. I'm like, wait. Amazing.
Thank goddess, we have a lot of islands.
Yes, we have many islands, and I have many yet to explore. I think I've only been to about 4 maybe, so many, many more to explore. Greece for me is it's an activated center. It's a pinpoint in the world. And actually in the activation today, I was working specifically with a new trinity, which has been mapped out and gridded out on the planet right now between Greece, Bali, and Egypt, and linking these points up and allowing the information to now flow through these portals and clear anything that was stuck in the distortion of the not being linkedness, and allowing that to now flow. So yeah, Greece is very sacred to me and very special to my heart. Yeah.
As I was telling you, I feel and I see like a lot of masters, ascended masters, and masters who are walking
embodied ascended masters.
Yes, walking souls or soul families, light family. They're coming back to Greece, and I see that a lot of them are connecting. And one of the reasons, the deepest reason for us to connect, is also one of those connections that we have.
Yeah,
we're coming together. The soul family, they're meeting, and for the greatest and even wider and expansive rebirth that is happening in some of the portals of planet in Gaia, and for the whole humanity consciousness. But then again, saying that, I also would like to say that it's what you feel, it's how you feel, it's where you called. It's never about a mission or I'm here to save the world, whatever. It just happens. You just have the calling, you're just, if you like trust it, and you feel that intuitive guidance that you have, it's gonna bring you there. You might be one alone in a sacred space doing something, breathing and just meditate, and that was your that experience. Or you might be in a circle of a lot of souls that are like-hearted, and but this is such an amazing. I would love to show what we see right now. Like we see the sea.
Yes, it's so beautiful.
We're gonna take some pictures, and it definitely will be somewhere just to connect
so
that
magical.
union that we're experiencing here. Oh my goodness, thank you so much. Just take the breath with us. Let's take some couple of conscious breaths just with us, just in that sacred union of love, of gratitude for everything that is already there for all of us. Just taking in all your higher possibilities, potentials, with your open heart, everything with ease and grace. And then another one. We're coming home. She's so we are so beautiful souls. We are so divine, and in every moment in our life, in every moment of your day, if you remember that, your eyes just shine brighter,
Right.
and your heart just boom expands.
Yes.
So last but not least,
Yes.
physical satisfaction.
Physical satisfaction. Physical satisfaction to me is the satisfaction that is, I guess, triggered within someone when they see their manifestations physically manifested, and it's like, here we are, and it's like that beautiful moment where it's like, oh, it's so done because I can touch it, you know? And it's like, yeah, it's an overwhelm of like gratitude and knowing, like deep knowing. It's like, well, of course this works because it's physical.
It's physical.
Yeah.
Beautiful. I love it. I love it. So would you like to share with us what are your, I know there are a lot of offerings, there are a lot of beautiful things, projects that you're doing, but what is that you would like to share with us?
Yes, there's many things. There's many things. There's a lot. I mean, I think over 40 different online courses and, you know, multiple different books and live events and retreats. We take people to Peru, myself and my beloved, and we work with sacred medicine there, and we have, many fun things. Many fun things going on. The Abundance Codes book is always a good place to start, you know, because you can really ground into those 52 codes of abundance. The Intuitive Goddess is why I'm here in Greece, so that's very exciting, as I was sharing with you. But best place is to check out social media or reganhillyer.com, and you can always reach out and have a personal conversation. And I usually prefer that more rather than like everyone do this thing, because everything's not a fit for everyone, you know. But there's a lot for everyone to play with.
I will put like every link, everything, all social and website of Regan, so you can start to see what's. But I feel it's such a gift. It's a blessing when we meet like that, and it's a blessing. And we are all gifts to the world. And it's a time when you have the calling of activating your passion, your authenticity, and your genuine and unique offerings to the world. And this is the time when you feel that. Pick someone, choose someone that can hold the space for you. And Regan is one of those, myself as well. And follow your heart. Something for our beautiful audience, people who are connected to you, to me, and to everything that matters to them.
Yeah, or just remember at the end of the day that you can have it all, right? You can have it all in every area of your life, totally unapologetically, in a way where it feels so good and so in flow, and you get to create it all from a place of soul alignment and divine synchronicity and being totally guided and supported at the same time, and you get to have a whole lot of fun in the process.
A lot of fun in the process. Like, oh my goodness. One thing, like you wake up and you don't even like, oh my goodness, what's today, universe? What's the best thing that could happen to me? Oh, you're gonna fly and meet Regan and, you know, have a dinner with her and making a video. So
beautiful.
Really, like, there is nothing that cannot happen to you if you want it. And I mean, in a good way, you know.
Yeah,
I know. My English sometimes is a translation from Greek, from Russian.
So wow, I'm like blown away. Like,
yeah, something happens when I start to speak one language. It opens up.
It's amazing.
So thank you so much. You're gonna come for sure again in Greece.
Yes.
We're gonna meet several times, and that's the beauty of everything. So enjoy, share the video if you feel like it supported you in any way, and celebrate your life, celebrate yourself. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me. You're amazing. Yes.
I want you to speak Greek. So just for the closing. I am. Thea. Goddess. I am a goddess.
Thea.
Yes.
Yay.
Και έτσι είναι.
Wait, what?
Και.
Let me go harder.
Και έτσι
είναι.
είναι. And so it is.
And so it is. Oh, it's so beautiful. I did it, kinda.
Okay, beautiful people. See you
Ciao.
next time. Ciao. Yasa.